2, 3, flex. Don't kill our vibe, or we will lead you alive. Don't test. 1, 2, 3, flex. Vibe with the test. Ladies, we're on top. Hey, we're on top. 1, 2, 3, flex. Don't kill our vibe, or we will lead you alive. Don't test. 1, 2, 3, flex. Vibe with the test. Ladies, we're on top. Hey, we're on top.
I see the kind of man I want in you, and I feel things that I didn't know I could feel. The way you talk, you got me on lock. You're so right for me, right for me. Una story mo, una penda go, you're so right for me, right for me. You touch it to my quack-ho, iko to me kie, me mini back-ho. I wanna be your daddy, is you a kiss it is a co. Oh, you touch it to my quack-ho, iko to me kie, me mini back-ho. I wanna be your daddy, is you a kiss it is a co. Oh, okay, daddy, me come daddy. Baby, let me give you what you want. Rihanna, Swally, Simma, Sahi. Baby, I can give you what you want.
Hey, like, do you hear? There is no difference between her singing a cappella and her on the radio. Like, do you hear the level of talent that this beautiful young woman has? Can you even comprehend the level of talent that is there in this country? Do you understand? Okay, now I'm doing too much. Anyway, welcome back to the show. That was none other than Pryshon, and she is an amazing, amazing artist. In case you have not followed her on social media, I give you a 10-second head start to go and follow her on social media, because girl, boy, you need to see what she looks like online. Hey, she looks like I don't even have the words. Welcome so much to the show.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm sorry it took so long
Yeah.
to get me here.
Yeah.
But you're finally here,
Yes,
and we're happy.
that's what counts.
We are honored.
That's what
we're
counts.
seated next to
Okay.
greatness.
Okay.
We will take pictures.
We will.
And then in a few years, we'll like, I knew her.
Stop.
I know
Like,
her.
do you even know who I am? You know, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
I feel like I have given you a bit of a sort of frame of what you are.
Yeah.
But for the people at home who've not followed you, who do not know your music, because I do not know where you've been living, kindly just give us a quick introduction of who is Pryshon? Just that. Who is Pryshon? Because we'll be breaking down your life story like it's nothing else. But like,
Oh
who
my God, I
is
feel like-
Pryshon?
What do you know?
We know it all.
Everything.
I'm scared. My name is Pryshon. Some people call me Priscilla. I don't know who those are, but
Yeah.
Don't
from
do
the
that.
past.
Don't do that. My name is Pryshon. I'm a singer. I write music. I'm a recording and performing artist, entrepreneur,
Okay.
daughter.
Hey,
Yeah, you know.
you know the
You
vibes?
have to keep the money.
Yeah,
Okay.
get it.
Oh my days. And I love how you sound. You sound like such a nice, bubbly person
Aw,
in
thank you.
general. Like every time I see you and Bridget Blue, you
Oh.
kind of give me the same vibe, because it's just like, oh my God, you're so cute. I just want to give you hugs. But at the same time, you start to sing and I'm just like, woo, the
What a
powerhouse.
powerhouse.
Thank you.
Exactly. Jinx, the powerhouse. So you've been doing music for quite a bit.
Yeah.
But then you've started now blowing up a lot in the past maybe like year.
Yeah.
Maybe this is like your second year now properly blowing up.
Yeah.
Now everyone knows Pryshon. You're like on every song. We see you over there with Akina Avril, and we're just like, yes, girl, do you go kill. But like, tell us quickly, like, how did your musical journey begin before the trend? Before, because it's usually the like, 10 years. I've been in the game for 10 years. So one of the 10 years before the 2 years.
Yeah.
What was that like? Tell us a bit of that.
I think with the going to the studio, I started going to the studio when I finished high school.
Yeah.
I was trying to get this money, you know.
Exactly.
When I was going to the studio, it wasn't for like, oh, I want to be a singer. It wasn't for that. It was like, there was a songwriter. She was paying guys to sing songs. Yes, use it. So I was like, sign me up, because I was broke.
Yeah.
And after high school, hakuna timu naweza apply job, but hauna paper.
Oh, okay. Were you one of those people who finished high school and then you had to wait 1 year to join uni?
No, I joined uni like the next year. Just like 6 months.
Okay.
We know your age now.
Yeah.
Continue.
Your age is showing.
And then nikaanza kuimba hivyo. Then when I was at the studio, I met a guy called Benali, who was the producer. So one of the things that came with the deal for singing for the other woman was I got a free song. So me, I was vibing. So me, I wrote the song, I sang it. And then me, I just went home. Because like, what do people do after that? I didn't know. Then Jay Blessing called me. I didn't even know who Jay Blessing. I'm so embarrassed to say this.
You didn't know who he was.
Yeah, because I had just finished school. So he called me. He was like, "My name is Jay Blessing." So I had to go do some research. And I was like, "Oh,
Okay.
And he called him me.
number.
And he called him me. So I went to meet him and he was like, I really want to shoot your music video for free. You just come. We'll figure out the logistics together. Then I recorded that song. And then after that, because I didn't really have a plan, things were just like,
Yeah.
plus I had school. I had a job. And I still was doing that, the gig for singing the demos for the others. So it was a hard
It's a
balance.
lot.
So it's really difficult for me to be consistent for the next like 4 years.
Yeah.
So I can't really say I took music seriously those times. I used to try, if like kama kungekuwa na interview
Utaenda.
if there was something to do, I'd show up. If I got an opportunity at the studio, I would go. But I think I took it like seriously this time of COVID. Because now I was at home with my thoughts.
Nothing
There's
to
nothing
do.
to do.
Nothing to do. There was the internet,
Yeah.
and people were paying us money to sing for them on the internet. So I gathered all that cash and now went into the studio and recorded my first EP, and that's how I got signed now to.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Now, especially in Africa, and I don't know why it's a problem for us, there's this culture, especially with the older generation and our parents and our older relatives, they believe that there's really no music, no money in music, you know? When you say Mimi ni msanii, they're like, oh my God,
Girl.
I am so sorry, Mama Nani, you know? So what was the reception, especially with your parents and your support group? Were they very supportive, or did you have one of those scenarios where kwanza enda shule umalize shule, alafu ukiwa na hiyo degree umeshikilia unaweza anza kuimba?
One thing about me, I do what I want.
Exactly.
I do what I want, and I think my mom figured that out way early on.
Yeah.
And also the thing with African parents is that as long as you're not broke,
Yeah.
as long as
You're not asking for
You're not
money.
asking for
Yeah.
money.
you do your
You do
thing.
you.
So
Yeah.
me, I'd always have to figure out how to make money, because at that time music wasn't making me money. You know, it's the beginning stages.
Yeah.
So I used to have those other jobs, ndio nisije nikisema sijui nataka pesa ya kwenda studio, sijui hiyo sasa
Number fare.
ningeambiwa
Exactly.
yeah, you need to get your things together.
And so far, what has been like the most receptive song you would feel ever since you started?
I think the one I did with Wanjine, I think maybe because Wakikuyu
Kikuyu
wanakuanga
thing.
supportive.
Exactly.
There's something about singing for your tribesman
Yeah.
that gives that Samido vibe. I'm telling you.
And it's the song you actually started with.
Yeah.
Give us a preview.
Yes, yes.
I also love the fact that you are so consistent now, especially on your socials. Like you
Yeah.
try and keep it consistent. You try and showcase. Like you see how that vibe with Beyonce, where you will never see her lacking. You will never see her no makeup, no filters type vibe.
Yeah.
So that's kind of what your socials are.
Really?
Yeah. Like it's always just like she's always on. She always
Points,
looks
yeah.
on point.
Oh,
Like you never
thank
really
you.
are caught slipping. So I think that's one of those things that is done consistently does give you that image, you know, that you want, and gives you the reception that you want, especially unfortunately for the female industry, where you have to look hot for us to care.
Right?
Unfortunately. So has that been like something that has been very influential in like your, I mean, because that's fresh out of high school and then fresh out of uni.
Yeah.
Do you feel that pressure? I feel like a lot of young artists, especially female artists, feel that pressure to always be on, to always look like banging, to always look bodied regardless of where you are, because that gives you a lot more eyes, and those eyes do end up becoming opportunities and stuff like that. Has that been your experience?
Girl, do you have enough tea? Because I think for me, immediately when I, like my first music video, that was the first time I started doing makeup, and not everyone was like, oh, you should do this, you should do this. And I think for the past like 5 years, I've really struggled with my self-image and how I view myself outside like the usanii. Like even like being able to just go a day without like a full face of makeup. Even me coming here today without my makeup on, you'd still feel like at the back of your mind is like, is that a good move? Like it affects your how
way
you
you
view
view
yourself.
yourself,
Yeah, you're
yeah.
like, you're always looking, you know, a certain way, that if you don't look like that, you don't feel pretty. So I've really had to redefine what beauty means to me. Because as much as I want to give to the people what they want, I also have to make sure my sanity is intact
Exactly.
at the end of the day. So even if you're trying to show up like looking pretty and all, if it's not in the inside, if it's not
If you're not getting
it
it from the
doesn't
inside out.
aitokeangi.
Exactly.
Yeah, you can look
Yeah.
pretty, but if the energy is off, yeah.
Everyone will.
Yeah,
notice,
yeah.
So in this day and age where, you know, before, in our era, we are old. back in the day, I think the genres of music were R&B, hip hop, Afro, you know,
Yeah.
and Afro pop hapa imekuja
Imekuja
kitambo.
sisi, yes.
Exactly, hapa recently. So how exactly would you describe your genre of music?
I've been confused for the longest time because I have a very R&B voice.
Yeah.
Because I was born in the late 90s. So R&B your time ilikuwa imeshika the 2000s.
Exactly. Singing in the rain.
Exactly. That really shaped the way I sing.
Yeah.
So now coming to now our era, watu
Yeah.
wanapenda
Exactly.
Isema?
The influences of shaking
everybody
mabega.
hizo. So I was really struggling to fit my R&B vibe into that.
Exactly.
Afrobeat. So for a long time I'd say I'm an Afrobeat artist. Sometimes I would say Afropop, but in real sense ya ukweli, if we are
It's
not lying,
R&B.
it's R&B,
Yeah.
and sometimes I do a bit of pop, like I'll do a pop song.
Yeah.
But I'm an R&B girl.
Okay, and speaking of R&B, now it's kind of coming back. Now there's a wave of like soulful people coming
Admins
back.
are coming back.
It's really coming back. Like the singing on the highest notes are coming back.
Yeah.
So are you feeling like that's something that also really helping with like pushing you forward?
Yeah.
Because if you're thinking about you having been popping as much as you are now, maybe like a year ago would have been slightly difficult.
Yeah.
Because like all you were listening to was Oluwabana and like Wizkid Dayo and all of
Yeah.
these other people, and even you could see like even Beyonce went the hip hop way. It's like it all just kind of forces you into that space.
True.
But now that it's coming back, are you feeling like that's an advantage, or are you feeling like now there's a lot more competition because there's so many other people who are out here now also like showcasing pipes?
Yeah.
What is that feeling for you?
I think for me right now, I just have a lot of security in myself. So I think when you're starting out music, when you don't really know what you want and what you're doing, you're always trying to change with the times.
Girl.
Oh, what when I maybe I want to
Trend.
do that. But I feel like right now I'm a bit more true to what I want. So necessarily for me, it's not about what anyone is doing or how they're sounding. I mean, it helps to open YouTube and see a lot of R&B, but
Yeah.
for me, I'm just really content with just doing what I feel I'm comfortable at. Because when you stick to your lane and you stick to it well and you do it well,
Yeah.
you become a master of it. But if
Consistency.
If you're always sampling
Yeah.
everything and being influenced by everyone.
you can't master everything.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And ooh, girl, you have collaborated with some big artists. You have collaborated with Iyani, Ben Soul, and
Yeah.
everyone. Shared a stage with Konshens. Although let's be honest, Konshens hawajulikani huko kwao, wanajulikana tu huko. But regardless, but still, you have shared stages and spaces with very big names. Would you have ever thought, you know, like young Pryshon, would you have
Yeah.
thought that this would have ever happened?
Honestly, no.
Yeah.
I think when I released my album when I was like when I turned 25, was it? My classmates from high school alini DM. Hatukuwa tumeongea for a long time.
Yeah.
Primary actually. Then she was like,
Akakuita Priscilla.
Priscilla.
Akaniambia, Priscilla, unakumbuka time tulikuwa tunamalizanga class 8, we used to write a parting shot. There was a book where you write parting shots.
Yes.
And in my parting shots I was like, by the time I'm 25, I'm going to have my own album and I'm going to do this and I'm going to do this. And, you know, I was just saying
Awesome.
that.
Yeah.
Oh, I turned 24, that's when I released my album. So she DM'd me and she was like, do you remember when you... I'm like, girl, I don't remember. Then she showed me a screenshot and I was like, wow, when I was a child, I would see these things. Like when I'd tell my mom all the time. I would tell my mom all the time, unajua tutakuwa kwa red carpet. I dreamt that we were tunachukuliwa flashing lights. Oh, I dreamt I bought you a house. Oh, I dreamt this, I dreamt that. And then unasahau wingi. And then when it actually happens, you're like,
You remember? Yeah.
yeah, so I think
I
I
put this
dreamt
out
of
in
it.
the universe, yeah.
Yeah, I dreamt it, but I didn't really think too much of it. But then it's happening slowly, and I'm just like, oh,
Ooh,
I'm excited.
Yeah.
Exciting.
Yeah.
But in as much as yes, a lot of people do get carried away. I feel like you've maintained and you've remained true to who you are authentically, not just musically, but you've also kind of still gone back to you mentioned at the beginning, I'm an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
And everyone is just like, what is she talking about? What is she on about?
Yeah.
And you really truly have an initiative where you are actually doing exactly that, entrepreneurship. So tell us about this entrepreneurial journey of the Wezesha initiative.
No, actually, Wezesha it has no monetary value to
For real?
me. I have a business called Shon Beauty. I'm sorry I didn't bring you guys
products?
Yeah, but I
Okay.
promise I
We
got
will
you.
send you with a rider.
Yes, I'll deliver to you guys. It's because I was up and down all day.
Yeah.
I have a business called Shon Beauty. You know, me, I'm a girly girl. I like to do my makeup. I like glosses. I like
To look cute.
to look cute. So, and I used to get really frustrated. Me, I like a specific type of lash. Yeah, it has to be minky
Especially
and fluffy.
lashes.
Yeah.
I don't like these planyo
3D,
ones.
AD,
It
you want
used
that.
to annoy me when I have a shoot and the makeup artist comes with like those two planyo lashes. It used to annoy me. So I started buying my own lashes for that. And then every time I'd wear them, people would be like,
Where did you get them?
And I was like,
This is a
let's
business.
get this money.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the lip glosses. So that's how I started Shon Beauty. But as for Wezesha, Wezesha is we call them CBOs. It's a community-based organization.
Yeah.
Where we try and empower parents who have physically disabled kids. Because when you have a kid, that's as if we're physically disabled. When you have just a kid, that's
Yeah,
like
it's a lot.
full-time responsibility. So imagine them not being able to do things efficiently by themselves.
Yeah.
That's like I
A
can't
lot,
imagine.
yeah.
And then having to keep a job at the same time. So long-term goal is maybe to enable them to have like small businesses where they can make money and have like a permanent source of income so that they can be full-time caregivers to their kids. But for now, we just do what we can. If we have foodstuffs, clothes, we try and organize fun days. We recently got them a washing machine for the whole.
Oh, that's really nice.
Yeah, so
Okay.
I'm just grateful for my friends and family because right now it's mostly people I know who help out.
Yeah.
I'm still trying to figure out the whole thing of proposals and
Yeah.
reaching out to people. But I wanted to just do it and figure it out as I go instead of just waiting till I have everything figured out because no one has anything figured out.
True.
Yeah.
True.
Especially
And
with
yeah.
NGOs and when it comes to what's the word, philanthropy.
Yeah.
No one really ever sees your vision until you show them
True.
where you're going.
And I was
then
gonna
now
send
get
you money for the
funding.
vision if
Yeah.
what
If
are you-
can't
yeah,
know
if
what
you
you're
can
doing
show
with
me.
it. Yeah.
So that's really cool.
Exactly,
Thank you.
and we love that for you. And congratulations on doing something that other people with bigger platforms would have done but are not doing. Yeah, thank you very much. And allow us to put you under fire for a hot minute.
Good
Now
thing I'm wearing
listen.
red. Yeah, you're ready for the heat.
People have been coming for the Kenyan industry left, right, and center. We've even had Eric Omondi who left comedy and started coming for the music industry, and he's just been very vocal about how artists are not doing this and this and this and this. But you, who is in the industry
Yeah.
right now, what do you feel we could do different for us to have, something as good as Amapiano, or as broad as Amapiano, or as good as Nigerian music? What could we do different in our industry?
Do you know the honest truth is we just don't have the money.
True.
In Nigeria and in South Africa, it's actually a Nigerian taxi driver who told me this because I played him my song and he was like, "Guy,
It's so
all
nice.
this time." He was like, "You see, in Nigeria, if I hear you sing and you're talented, I'm willing to invest my money."
Yeah.
We don't have a lot of systems here that invest in
In
the
the
arts.
industry, yeah.
Hata si musicians peke, hata watu wa kuchora, everybody,
In film.
dance, film. We don't have investors in countries like Nigeria, Tanzania, and things like that. Even people who do wash, they wash through the business, the music business.
The music industry.
Yes,
Yeah.
they make sure because the artist is a representation of your country.
Yeah.
They take that thing very, 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 very seriously. I think for here we don't feel like we'll make money back when we invest it in music.
Yeah.
We don't believe in our artists enough to invest money in them. That's why. Because let me just give you the honest truth. Sai kama for example ikiitwa show. Let's say they pay me 150. Hata wakinipea pesa mingi sana 200. I have a
200,000.
200,000.
Yes.
Yeah.
Tuko na band, tuko watu wa sita. They've be coming for rehearsals every time.
Yeah.
I have to pay each and every one of them. So
Yeah.
when you're going to that event, you need to look good. You're being styled.
Wardrobe.
You have a makeup artist.
Yep.
You're fueling cars for these people. You have to make sure they have transport.
Yeah.
On top of all those things, that's just for the show. Unafaa ubakishe pesa, you go back, pay your bills, and then still have money to shoot a music video.
Yeah.
And shoot music video yenye inakaa. And music videos
video,
right now,
they're expensive.
that 200K kwenda juu.
So that's the whole show money.
That's even with the show money, umeifinyilia, by the time you're going to, and it's good at least some of our producers are like, you know what, you're talented, I'll give you half price. Or,
Yeah.
But if you're breaking all those expenses with that cash and ujalipa management,
And a gig won't come,
every month.
weekend. Yeah.
yeah, no, it's like once in 2 months, especially if it's a good money.
Yeah.
Maybe you can get a club appearance on the weekend, but still you have bills. constantly.
comes
But
and
in countries
goes.
like Nigeria, they have systems where we're just okay as the artist. Because also here, you're the artist. You have to figure out the business. You're everything for yourself.
Yeah.
In Nigeria, you're just told to, this is a studio, you can even sleep here. Everything is provided for you. You just focus on making music.
Yeah.
Everything else, business, we got you. So as the artist, you're fully able to give your best. But if you're an artist and you're doing everything,
Yeah, it's
it's
overwhelming.
impossible. And still not make money out of it because you're just breaking even. It's
Yeah.
impossible.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
I love that you have made it so clear. Because like when we every time we look at it, we're just like, oh, artists are not doing this.
Yeah.
Oh, the blame always is shifted. But now you've made it very clear. It's just
Yeah.
money.
It's just
Give
money.
us money. Let us do our thing.
Eh,
That's
wait,
all.
have you watched Nani's new music video?
Who?
Who's
But-
the name?
Boutros.
Boutros. Have you
Yeah.
watched his two recent music videos?
Yeah.
They are top tier. And it's
Exactly.
because he's partnered with 1RPM. It's a streaming company that has come here that is funding artists
Yeah.
to help them like make those types of music videos. So unataka kuniambia Boutros kama angepatana na 1RPM, si angeniletea tuna zile videos alikuwa anafanya.
Kawaida tu.
But if he has the platform to do it, he'll definitely
Do it,
Exactly.
So
of
don't act
course.
like it's us who don't want to do it.
Yeah.
We are more than willing. Just give us the resources and we got you.
I feel like that is the best parting shot that we could have ever had.
Exactly.
Give us the money. Let
We
us
got
show you
you.
what we can do. Let us show you what you can do. Love to have you here on the show. I feel like there's never enough time to like break down conversations because like every time we're just about to get into the thick of it, we're told it's time to go.
I was
time to
getting
go home.
heated.
Exactly.
Another time, if
It's
you want
time
to
for
see her
news.
here, please let us know. Catch her on her social media. Please fund Wezesha, fund her music. Give your monies and wait to see her blowing up.
money.
Ongea.
Exactly.
Right now, please, a quick song as we go away.
Okay.
I think there's a song you've done with, there's a song, Ben Soul. There's a song you've done with Ben
Oh,
Soul. That is the, I think,
We're gonna go home with that
nyumbani.
for
Bye,
the
guys.
weekend.
Yeah, so my name is Kathomi Kathomi,
And my name is Turi Faith.
and this is the amazing Pryshon.